It's the end of the week, and it's time for a recap. So, by the channel name, you can tell I'm not going to be using the script, because honestly, I'm too lazy to use the script. And this is going to be a recap of my week. So, as far as I know, there isn't like a channel solely based on this, so I'm actually really proud that this is my own thing that I've thought of, because all the other ones I've done trying to just copy, this is just kind of a thing for me to talk, you know? Anyways, so, beginning of the week, I'm going to start it with Sundays, because why not? So, Sunday, last week, I didn't do much. What did I do? What date was that? This is already going horrible. But Monday, went back to school. So, I go to a self-directed school, meaning it's up to me to make sure I do my work. And if I don't, I'm screwed. So, this week, basically, I haven't done work. My head just hasn't been in it. So yesterday, Thursday, I went out with a couple of friends. I'm gonna call them Trisha and Tasha, because why not? So, I went dress shopping with Trisha and Tasha, because, Trisha needed a dress for graduation, and she just wants to bring us along, apparently. So we went to the store. Trisha was trying on all the dresses and that, and she tried on 3, basically, from what I can remember. And we left. When we left, we stopped by a Starbucks, because I wanted a drink. And we were we were waiting for the train. Tasha has to take a different train because she lives on the other side of the city than Trisha and me do. So we were waiting for Tasha to come, because Tasha had to go check to see where her train was. And so Trisha and I were waiting. We missed 2 trains that we could have gone on, because we were waiting for Tasha, whether she was coming back or not. Eventually she called us and said that she was on the train, so we were like, okay, the next train we'll get on. And then there's this guy. He was wearing like a suit. He was dressed up all nice and fancy. But he had a tail. Now, I know like furries are a thing. And I don't care if you're a furry. I really don't. I couldn't care less. But it was just so weird seeing this grown man in downtown, like in a very busy area, just with this tail. And like, it was like a wolf tail, kind of. Like, it wasn't just like a little cat tail or something like that. It was a wolf tail, like a big bushy wolf tail. And so, I was looking at this guy, I'm like, okay, that's the first time I've seen this. And he was in a heated discussion or argument with, this other guy. I honestly don't know what they were arguing about. I think it was the fact that that he was wearing his tail or something out in public. And the guy eventually was getting so mad, he actually went and he said something about standing up for someone or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember this. I was too focused on the fact that he was angry and he had a tail. But it was freaking both me and Trisha out, so we were just slowly moving away from them. And we were just like, can our train please hurry up? Because this is very uncomfortable. And then so finally the train comes on. Finally the train comes in, we get on the train. And we sit down, we start talking. And there was this, I don't know, there was this guy, and he had like it was like a baby carriage, like, you know those baby strollers, the big, like, double ones? And it was just full of, like, bags, and I'm here like, okay, then. And I don't know what was on it, I don't know what was in them, I don't know if, he didn't look homeless, so I don't think they were bottles. They might have been bottles, but I don't know. And so, I mean, it's fine. It's somewhat normal, you know, because it's downtown. You're in the city. And I follow. Usually, I get off before Trisha, but this time I stayed on just in case something happened because, you know, she's a young girl in a busy area. Just, you know. So I stay with her until she gets off, and I wait with her for her bus. So she gets on her bus, and she's heading home. So I go back, and I'm waiting for the train. And I'm not really doing much while I'm waiting. I'm just on my phone playing. And the train comes in, and I get on the train. And I sit down. And there was this dude. And he, like, I had my earbuds in, and he was just sitting, like, kind of in front, like, you know how their, like, train seats are face to face? Well, he was, like, I was sitting on the one, and then he was sitting, like, several different chairs back, but he was facing me, and I was on my phone, not paying attention to him, but every time I looked up, he's just staring at me, or it seems like he's staring at me, and I'm just, like, I'm, like, shrinking down, and I'm, like, I'm not here. And I've never been more relieved in my life to get off a train. Like, for a train stop. And so, I get off my train, and as the train starts going past me, he's looking out the window at me, and I'm like, nope. So I immediately get out of this train station. I hop on to my bus, and I'm waiting for the bus to leave, because it's at one of the ends, so, you know, the bus drivers will take, like, maybe 5 minutes for, like, a bathroom break or to swap out. So I'm just sitting in the bus, waiting for the bus to leave, and as the bus is, like, driving off, we're going through a university area, and so you have a bunch of students that were there late, because it was, like, I think it was something like 8 o'clock at night or something, 8:30 maybe, and so you just have, like, some students who were finishing off work late, and they were hopping on the bus. And you have these two girls, and they just keep talking and talking and talking. And they see me, and all of a sudden I hear them talking about how they're basically arguing about whether I was a guy or a girl. And I'm here like, why does this I always get mistaken for a guy. And I'm just like, what do you want me to do? Go out in my underwear? Because no. And so, I'm just here trying so hard not to laugh. And it's just so uncomfortable because they're having this conversation. And then I finally get off the bus. And I'm walking home. And I live in a really safe neighborhood. But I'm walking home and it's super dark. And I'm waiting for, like, I'm about to cross a road, and where I live, pedestrians have the right of way, meaning cars have to stop for people who are walking. And I stopped at the end of the path, and I'm looking both ways to cross the road. And I see a car coming, and they don't look like they're going to stop. So like a normal people would just be like, okay, let them drive by, maybe call them an idiot or something relating to a donkey. But me, no, I'm far from normal. I just walk out into the middle of the road. So this person slams on their brakes. They give me a very polite gesture. And I shrug and smile. And then I continue walking. And they don't like me. They're very much not happy with me. And so, as to kind of like make it a point that I should be happy that they stopped, it's like the second I was out of their car's way, not even like when I actually was on the other path, on the other side, but like the second I was like maybe this far out from where their car was, they drove past me, and I'm like, dude, what, like, is it so hard to stop? But, I mean, this was all in one day. But that's probably the strangest day I've had for a while. Because what I normally do is I finish school and then I just walk straight home. I very rarely actually go out, especially into downtown. And so it was just, I don't know how comfortable I am with going back into downtown. But, excuse me. But thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I know it's my first one and it's horrible, but I think what I'll do for the future is I won't have a script, but I'll have like ideas for what to talk about and specific dates. So it's still not scripted, but it's a little bit more organized. But again, thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, I will not be writing a script.